Well, it's a glorious day, and I've come over to the west coast today. I'm making the most of being able to travel before Boris decides to call a halt to it. I'm at a place called Luxon, out on the Wirral, and I've come to have a look at these sea defences that you can see behind me, because they've fascinated me ever since I first saw them. And I have seen a few images on Google, not many, but I've been determined to come and get my own long exposure images. And that's why you find me out in the midday sun. Because high tide, which is 10 metres, or thereabouts, doesn't seem to coincide with sunrise or sunset very often at all. I think it did it twice last year, and both times I couldn't get here. So I thought, let's throw caution to the wind and go out in the midday sun. And I've parked quite a way down, because I know these sea defences stretch for quite a way. So I'm having a steady wander along to see which ones I fancy shooting, because there's hundreds of them. And the place is heaving, and I don't know if anybody else is finding this, but having had the best part of a year not being around people, it feels very weird, very disconcerting being out and about. But people are, in the main, keeping the distance, so that's good. Never thought it'd feel strange to be out and about with people. Winds are a lot lower than they were yesterday, which is really good. And I think there's an easterly wind, so they're kind of coming across country. We're just getting a little bit of a breeze in off the sea. Let me go and find some of these ear groins. What a beautiful day. It is actually about 15 degrees, but there's a bit of a breeze that is chilling me. There is some beautiful light catching on these defences. The sun's coming in directly behind me, so if I shoot any further out, I'm going to get the shadow in of the tripod. But I have a feeling they're going to become mono. Mainly because the light is too harsh. Secondly, because the colour of that water is flipping horrible. It's gross. I also think I should maybe have put my boots on and got down and got closer, but I didn't know what to expect when I got here. I think I've got about all I'm going to get here. I say I just keep firing off, trying to get the streakiness of the water as it runs back down into the sea. I am shooting at, well, I'm shooting at f/16. I've got ISO 100. I think I might have got some water droplets on the lens as well. Oh no, I've got the polarizer on and the 6-stop to try and slow my exposure down, but not too much. It's currently giving me 2 seconds, which is catching the action in the water quite nicely. Swirly smoothie. I'm shooting, as you can see, in portrait orientation. I might try it in landscape. What I'd like is to catch 2 of these. In fact, let me turn you around, see if I can show you. What you can see, this is the one I'm shooting. You can see the water swirling up and swirling around. And because I'm in portrait, I've got the whole of this one going out into the water. What I'd quite like to do is capture this one as well, because that bend, that curve sort of leads you out to the next one. But the water isn't coming up quite high enough to give me really nice streakiness up here. And I apologise if the wind is interfering. Oh, see, there's one. But it's just not quite high enough for what I'm after. The wind is supposed to be coming from the east, but at the moment it's coming in off the ocean, so I'm getting a little bit of wind across the mic. So yeah, I mean, these go on for as far as the eye can see. You've got them still up the top there. Oh my God, there's people swimming. Number 1, it's too cold, and number 2, really, in that water? Not likely. You can see the docks. Perch Rock Lighthouse is down here somewhere, and the cranes from the dockside as well. But this has fascinated me for ages. So I'm just going to flip into landscape orientation and see if I can get this one. What spoils this one is this isn't wet. And it kind of really needs to be for the image to work, I think. I couldn't make it work on this one, but this one here, over here, I think, oh, and we're just about to get wet feet, I've managed to capture what I wanted. I've managed to drop the shutter speed down to 1.6 seconds. The issue you have here is, as the tide recedes, the next wave is already coming in. So you get a huge blown bit, which isn't really the effect I'm after. On this one, you can see the curve at the top where the water's draining back round it there. That's what I'm after getting on the long exposure, and I think I've managed to get a couple. Yes, I know you're on the wonk, it's because I'm all excited. Sorry, I held the phone completely wrong then. I think I've managed to capture a couple with the effect that I was after. Here we go, and its timing is everything. Not quite right on that one. And then the tide, the next wave that comes in, doesn't come in quite high enough. And I'm all excited. I've got the polarizer on, and I've got the 6-stop on. That's the one. And that's better. Let's say I'm at f16, just to try and slow the shutter speed sufficiently. Yes, that's more like it. And then when I've got an image that I like, I just pop it into mono on the rear screen. Yeah, I think that'll work. But it isn't quite as easy as it looks, and it's still not the image I was after. Ah. I was backing up to go to my second location when I suddenly thought, oh, I'll tell you what, let's get the big guns out. Let's get the 70 to 200 out. I'm stood quite a way back up banking now. And I'm focusing in on, I believe it's that one. I'm at a high enough, sorry, my tripod is high enough that I can see the shape of it going out. And then it's just a case of timing. The 70 to 200 is giving me enough reach and is letting me isolate that one. There's a very small amount of this one just sneaking in on the edge, which will need to be cloned out, but it is minimal. I've used nearly a memory card already, this is crazy. And I'm just going to keep shooting. I think I've got one already that I really like. My timing is horrendous. I want to try and get the water coming actually over the edge here. But I'm just not quick enough. It's trying to figure out which wave is going to give you that, and then pressing the shutter at the right time. And I'm getting some very strange looks. It feels really, really strange being out with people around, and I never thought it would. And if I don't get a wriggle, and I'm going to miss my other shooting opportunity. That might be the one. Yeah, kind of. I think at, what are we on? 1.6 seconds. I'm going to drop that down to a second, because the light from behind is really strong. Yeah, I'm not losing any exposure brightness, if that makes sense, by dropping it down to a second. And I'm getting a little bit more action in the waves. It really is a case of pop these on the screen when I get home and see which I prefer. But at least by trying different shutter speeds, I've got options to look at. Oh, it's totally addictive. And I can't really think of many better things to be doing in the sunshine on a Tuesday. It's got to be better than work, isn't it? I shouldn't say that, really. It's work that allows me to do this. Let's try 4 seconds and just see what it does. The lifeguards are out in force. And say I'm looking to get that misty feel around. Actually, that's better at 4 seconds. I'm conscious of not blowing the image out, blowing the highlights, because obviously all the water is massing around and it's creating a block of white. And that could become blown out if my exposure time is too long. Yeah, it's kind of getting there. It's a big one. Way. That should be nice. Oh. Zoom in a little bit more. This is a perfect way to lose 3 or 4 hours when you really don't want to be. You really want to be heading back to the car. Yes, I like that. Yeah, 4 seconds. I've never thought of doing 4 seconds. I'm going to go really mad and push it to 6. I can always up the f-stop if I need to. I'm at f14. I've still got the 6-stop. I don't know if you can see that. And the polarizer on. Yeah, it's just starting to blow at... Oh, and I've just filled the memory card. What are we at? 6 seconds and it's starting to blow. So I think that is my cue to pack up, head back to the car, go off to my second location.